For this video here, it's gonna be about my Doctor Strange statue. So yeah, Doctor Strange, and this is from the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness movie, the one that came out 2 years ago. And this was his uniform. So the main difference with this uniform and previous ones is that he had this blue, they gave him like this blue rib, this blue design here, right, on his chest area going all the way down here. So first off, this is a very, the sculpt is very well done. The sculpt, lots of detail like in the statue, and yeah, if you like the MCU Doctor Strange, like I recommend this one. There's other Doctor Strange as well. There's another one where it's a more classic one. There's one where it's a classic comic book one, and then there's one where it's the Doctor Strange Infinity War. So it's the one from Infinity War. So first off here now, with the sculpt itself, this is a pretty big statue, wide statue. It is probably my widest statue that I have because it has this elemental design here. So, he's about to make like this spell. And yeah, it looks kind of like a fire or like some sort of, some sort of an energy projectile that he's making here. Or no, the portal. Like he's making the portal, I believe. Or some sort of shield. And yeah. So, it looks very realistic at the base. So the base itself is like a transparent base. Right, so you kind see through the base, right? And yeah, it has more, smoke and fire here, around here. And yeah. So, the statue as well. This statue, I like his face. Like his face is pretty good, except for one few details in that he has this redness around his eyes. This redness, and he has a cross eye. Right? So a slight cross eye. So if you look at him like, facing forward, like at his face, one of his eyes is slightly tilted the other way. But yeah, aside from that though, the face looks pretty accurate to the actor Benedict Cumberbatch, right? He did like an amazing job playing as Doctor Strange, right? The hair patch there reminds you a lot of Reed Richards. If you look at Reed Richards. And yeah, now with this one though, I can't remember what it's called, but the cape area, there's another name to it, but the cape looks very much like a Thor or Superman cape. Lots of detail here, like on the cape, like with the lines and the squares there and the edges of the cape, right? Pretty cool looking, right? And the cape is a little, it's a little loose, so it does move a little bit. I like the capes that are more solid in place and firm, but this one is a little loose. Like so, if you put your finger to it, like it will move. It will move. Coming up here to the collar, the cape goes up here, and he has the the eye of Agamotto or whatever it's called. He has that. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. He has more down here, like on he's wearing like this robe, and the belts here are pretty cool, right? And I believe he uses this like for his spell. I believe one of these uses like for his spell, right? Like on his fingers, and yeah. Yeah, so down here too as well, the pant design is pretty well done. Like in the pant is like a darkish blue, dark black, right? The boots, you can't really see the boots. The boots is embedded into the base itself, but the boots pretty accurate looking like to the movie. And yeah, so this one, he is in, I don't know if it's some sort of defensive pose or attack pose. But it looks like he's obviously getting ready to cast a spell or something, right? Or cast some sort of a portal, right? And yeah, the hands, it's one of the best hands I've seen, like in one of these sculpts. Like for this size at least, like I'm talking about this size. It's a 1/9 scale, so it's probably 25 centimeters. But in terms of the sculpt itself, so the sculpt itself, it is pretty well done. Like the sculpt, like of the hands, it is pretty well done. And yeah, he has like this tattoo like on his hand here. It's kind of a tattoo, like not really a tattoo, some sort of symbol there on his hand. And yeah, and he's one of the heavier statues I have because he's so wide and he's taking up a lot of surface area. But you kind of like when they're more lighter weight, but like when they're heavier, you can really feel the quality to it, right? And yeah, there is no seam lines on this one. So seam lines are lines that shouldn't be there. There is no seam lines. Mainly because like his entire body, like his outside of his face is covered. His face and hand, outside of his face and hands, it's covered. So there is no seam line. You don't really see any seam lines. Overall, it is a very nice statue and very accurate looking like to the movie. I really like, I'm a big fan like when something like is very accurate like to its source material, right? So whether it be a movie, a comic book, or video game, or some sort of a novel, I really like it like when something looks accurate, right? And yeah, so yeah, like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.